The really crazy after effect of the banning, or the rather the suspension of Donald Trump's majority Muslim country immigration ban, has been the way that Donald Trump has responded. And this goes to this concept of tyranny. This goes to the concept of autocracy and this implicit understanding that Donald Trump seems to have, which is false, that he's just the CEO of the US and what he says goes. And I'm going to start by reminding you that indeed Judge James Robart suspended on Friday, I believe it was, the Trump immigration ban. That was appealed by the Trump administration, but it was upheld. The ban was continued to be the ban continued to be stayed by an appeals court at the federal level. And Donald Trump, again, instead of trying to defend the order on its merits, chose to do what many of us expect Donald Trump to do now, which is he decided to attack Judge James Robart, starting with one tweet where Donald Trump referred to the judge as a so-called judge, saying, quote, "The opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from our country," that makes absolutely no sense, "is ridiculous and will be overturned." This is an attack on the very fabric of our democracy, checks and balances. Trump is an absolute disgrace. If anyone's title is so-called, it's Trump, who could rightly be called the so-called president, given that he lost the popular vote by nearly 3 million, had Russia hacking in order to help him defeat Hillary Clinton. If anybody here is only so-called in their position, it's Donald Trump. Judge Robart was appointed by a Republican president, George W. Bush, was confirmed 99-0. Most voters didn't vote for Trump. 99% of the Senate voted for Judge Robart. This is total and utter contempt for the judicial branch of government. It's antithetical to everything that the United States stands for. And it's not surprising because Donald Trump has questioned the legitimacy of judges in the past. Remember Judge Curiel from Indiana. Donald Trump slammed him because his parents are Mexican, so he couldn't possibly be an actual fair arbiter of the law. But then Donald Trump went even further in a way that's just flat out dangerous to national security. Donald Trump sent out another tweet where he said, quote, "Just cannot believe a judge would put our country in such peril. If something happens," referring, of course, to terrorist attacks, "if something happens, blame him and court system, people pouring in, bad." This is so dangerous. This judge, like all judges, this judge is there to espouse what they believe the law to be, period. Blame the judge. And again, this is a huge enticement to ISIS. Trump is basically saying to ISIS, to whatever group is trying to or would like to do harm to the United States and to Americans, Trump is basically saying, hey, if you attack us now, it will send our judicial system into disarray because I've said I would blame the judge. This man is a systemic danger to the United States. I can imagine I can imagine Trump asking, hey, could I fire the judge? And the Constitution having to be explained to Trump yet again. This is what people don't get. Trump has been doing this his whole life. He's just never been held accountable because it's been his businesses. There are actually judges now and others who fortunately are willing to put their feet down and say, hey, you're not above the law, at least not completely. In many ways, Trump has already been above the law, but Trump has not experienced this before. And this disdain for the judicial system is a major red flag here and incredibly dangerous. You would think that the right-wingers who call themselves constitutionalists, the constitutional fetishists that I've been talking about for many years, they should be up in arms about this. Few of them are. Most of them are silent.